From the level that contains over 1 million objects in it to the player with the most attempts on a single level. These are the 20 Geometry Dash world records you didn't know about. The average Geometry Dash level lasts about 90 seconds. However, the shortest rated level is almost 10 times less. It's a level called Xmas Challenge and it's made by Andromeda. Although the level is only 12 seconds long, the hard timings and straight flying make it a real challenge to beat. While demon levels are known to being extremely hard, there's a level that's harder than any demons combined. This extreme demon called Archeron, published by Raimu, took more than 72,000 attempts to even verify. Not to mention that the first verifier dropped the level after getting 96%. It was initially second place on the hardest demon list, right behind Slaughterhouse, but only a week later, it reached the top and became the king of all demons in Geometry Dash. And even crazier, there have been only 5 people to ever beat this level. There's a level that has so many objects, it'll crash anyone's device instantly. Ocular Miracle, made by NoClip creators, requires you to download a whopping 4GB patch to even play it. With more than 10 creators, it still took them over 1 year to build this level, and it contains an enormous 1.1 million objects, which is the current world record. In the level, it contains every single mechanic ever put in Geometry Dash. Even more interestingly, it's an unbreakable record, since 1.1 million objects is the server limit for uploaded levels. The average player takes only 100 attempts to beat a level, but there's a player who took over 800,000 attempts on a single level. According to the highest attempt count list, the world record currently holds a player named Nifty. Nifty has done around 827,000 attempts at the impossible demon level Firework, and the best part, he's still going, making even more attempts. Honestly, this takes a lot of determination. This is the most liked level in all of Geometry Dash. Retray by this creator has over 6.6 million likes, and while the level is a pretty good starter level with many people saying it's even easier than Stereo Madness, it's a really good level if you want to practice your skills, so it makes sense why so many people love this level. With so many levels being created in Geometry Dash, there's one that has the most downloads ever. Outer Space, published by Nikki, currently holds the record with almost 82.6 million downloads, and it's actually the first level in Fire Gauntlet. The level starts with a normal speed cube section, but quickly after, it gets a lot harder. This is an amazing level for any experienced players. Here is the longest level ever, which is literally unbeatable. Emptiness by Elernum would take you more than 1 billion years to beat, and it's the hardest physically impossible level in Geometry Dash. The level looks exactly as you would expect by its name. There's nothing but a white background. Contrary to the popular misconception that Timeless is the longest level, Emptiness is actually 9 quintillion times longer. Interestingly enough, this is the longest a level can get, since all later attempts to extend Emptiness failed. This is the oldest level in Geometry Dash to ever be made. Ultimate Destruction was made even before the release of Geometry Dash itself. The level contains very basic mechanics, which would be an amazing test after Stereo Madness. Unfortunately, this level was never released in the final version of the game, so you can play only its copies. Just like other games, Geometry Dash has many speedrunners, but there's one that's on a whole new level. His name is Noob, and he currently holds the record for the fastest speedrun of Geometry Dash with a time of 31 minutes 45 seconds. Even though each level takes the same time to beat every time, the truth is there are various tricks to speedrunning these levels. There's even an interesting in-depth document with all possible time skips speedrunners use to achieve their times. Getting stars is already hard to get, but this player has over 5,000 stars in just 24 hours. The current record holder of the most stars in 24 hours is a player and YouTuber called Goatcraft, who was able to get 5,069 stars in under 24 hours. The fact that this is 1,000 more than the previous record is completely crazy. This is the longest jump ever in Geometry Dash. It's a 73 block long jump in a level made by Dimasus. It might not be as hard as the other ones, but it is surely impressive for its length. Jumping in Geometry Dash is a very normal mechanic in the game, but here is the most jumps ever in a single level. The most I was able to find is 100,000 jumps in a level. With this setup of 2 moving blocks and a long enough level, you can do the attempt for most jumps yourself. This creator has the most rated levels in all of Geometry Dash. He has 217 created levels under his belt, out of which an impressive 147 are rated. Another of his achievements is the dethroning of Viprin after his almost 8-year-long rule of having the most creator points. There have been millions of Geometry Dash videos posted on YouTube, but here is the most viewed video ever on the game. The official Geometry Dash trailer has over 144 million views and 261,000 likes. This video is an important milestone in the game's history. Geometry Dash would probably never be the same if not for this video. It helped introduce millions to the game and over time has now gained a strong and large community around it. The player Smithy777 has the most stars ever on his profile with over 240,000 stars. He reached the top 1 position back in February 2021 and nobody came close to dethroning him since then. But not only does Smithy hold the record for most stars, he has also beaten 6,200 demons. There's a player that has spent over 65,000 hours on Geometry Dash. Mindbur has the most hours spent in the game with spending over 65,000 hours, which directly translates into almost 7.5 years of pure playtime. Since this statistic is taken from Steam, it's probable he only has the game turned on all the time without actually playing it that long. But despite this fact, 7.5 years of playtime on a game that has been barely out for 10 years is still really impressive. This is the shortest demon level ever. The record is held by SpeedQ made by Tens, and it's only 30 seconds long, which is really short for a demon. But don't worry, cause it can easily make any player still rage quit. Demon levels are really hard to beat. However, there's one player that has beaten 120 of them in only 24 hours. A French player, Mr. Spaghetti, currently holds the record for most demons beaten in 24 hours. In case you didn't know, Mr. Spaghetti is the top 3 player in Geometry Dash leaderboard by stats and is often considered an underrated player. This level is so popular, it holds 2 world records. We combine these 2 categories because the most popular demon level in the game, the Nightmare, actually holds both the records for the most downloads and most likes for a demon. With its 77.7 million downloads and 4.5 million likes, it's gonna be very hard to ever beat this. With it being released almost 10 years ago, it was one of the first demon levels to ever be on Geometry Dash. The level itself is pretty easy for a demon, but even then, it's still very fun to play. For most people, this level is also their first demon level, so I can see why it's so popular. And while it might be a little outdated now, it still passes the test of time. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go subscribe.